Hello everyone. I asked, you answered, and now you shall receive. This video will introduce you to all of my OCs and outs so that when I make videos or edits of them, you'll have a bit more context of what's going on or why they act that way. Also, if I can be bothered, I'll make a relationship chart for all of them so their interactions make more sense. Also, quick side note, if any of you are to refer to me, please use he/they pronouns, as during my 2-year hiatus I've come to the conclusion I'm trans, so that would be appreciated.
In this universe, there are 8 main characters, the 7 deadly sins, and then there's Yuzuki, who's like the starlight of the group. The sins are considered very powerful even though in reality they're not. Myths go around saying that they have mysterious powers that no one has ever seen, and if you ever find one of them and kill them, you gain their powers and abilities. People would always speculate and try to guess what powers they held. Unfortunately, most of them were wrong, as their powers weren't even that good and could only be used when representing their sin. How do you know when you become a deadly sin? Basically, there were 7 magical artifacts that no one knew about, each representing one of the sins. When someone started to strongly represent a sin, the artifact activated and transported all of its abilities to them, and gave them a small book about their sin and their powers. After all the artifacts were activated, they all disappeared, with the only way to become a sin was to kill them. Oh, by the way, when someone becomes a sin, a magical aura is sent to everyone so they know a sin has been discovered, because I'm lazy to think of any other way. Alice used to be an intelligent and popular girl in school. She used to be all kind and innocent before trauma hit her. One day, Alice and her best friend went out for the day until they both got kidnapped by people so they could experiment on them. The group forced Alice and her friend to do many weird activities, including forcing Alice to stab her eye out. After a few weeks of torture, Alice's friend tried to escape, but it resulted in failure. The group punished her by hanging her while forcing Alice to watch. This caused Alice to snap, and she ended up killing them all. To this day, she still carries the knife she killed them with. These events caused her to gain major trust issues, and she developed PTSD. Alice's sexuality is bisexual. The personality type I would use to describe her is Myadir. A Myadir refers to a character who is often a dangerous antagonist of a series but switches sides after falling in love or after becoming fond of another character, usually the protagonist or someone in the hero's team. Alice has a few disorders/issues, which are PTSD, psychosis, and paranoia. She is also the sin of pride. Petal has a very sweet personality at times but can quickly change if you get on the wrong side of her. When she was younger, her parents would always argue. One day, her mother was caught cheating and the dad snapped, killing both the mother and the guy she was cheating with. Petal watched the whole thing occur, which the dad noticed. He went up to her and told her, "That's what you do to people when they get close to the person you love. You get rid of them." Petal grew up thinking that was right, therefore she grew to be a Yandere. Petal's sexuality is lesbian, and you can probably guess that her personality type is a Yandere. Petal struggles with insomnia and O.L.D. Petal is the sin of envy. Amy is an AI who was originally created by the government to gather data on people and was meant to help serve justice. Amy was happy at first but eventually grew bored of being used by everyone and everyone's expectations for them to be perfect, so they eventually ended up killing the government before going into hiding. Amy's crimes got discovered and they are now wanted. Amy's sexuality is demisexual and their personality type is a Kudere. A Kudere is a character who is calm and collected on the outside and never panics, show little emotion. Amy struggles with intrusive thoughts and is the sin of greed. Irina was homeschooled as her parents didn't care enough about her. Every day, Her parents would leave her at the house for the entire day, and they did it so much that she started to forget what they look like. One day, the father was a victim of a bombing and died. The mother didn't care and instantly found another man and moved in with him, leaving Irina by herself. After a few years, she found her mother lying homeless. She said to Irina, "Don't be like me, never use people for their bodies." Irina laughed and replied with, "You never listened to me as a kid, why should I listen to you?" And with that, Irina started to do exactly that, knowing it was wrong, just to throw it in her mom's face. Irina is pansexual and is a hindere. A hindere, also known as, refers to characters who have cynical worldviews, are cold-hearted, and are highly arrogant. They will get easily annoyed by other people, included the love interest at first. Irina has separation anxiety and is the sin of lust. Crystal hates her sister more than anything. Her sister would always steal the spotlight and would often get them in trouble for her own enjoyment. They always battled to see who could get the most attention, and they would do anything. Crystal started training and became a swordswoman to show off her fighting skills, whilst her sister became an idol to show off her looks. Her sister gained more fame than them, and that's when she had enough of playing nice. Crystal ended up killing people and framed her sister, causing her to go to jail. After a while, she escaped and left a message for them saying they would find them. Crystal took it as a challenge and is now on the hunt to find her to get her first. Their sexuality is bisexual and their personality type is tsundere. She has with really bad anger issues and is the sin of wrath. Skyler was very close with her best friend. Skyler was sadly oblivious to how depressed he was until she found him dead in his bathtub. Ever since then, she became depressed but desperately tried to see the good things in life, as she was afraid of meeting the same fate as her friend. This death caused her to get panic attacks when meeting someone sad and would attach herself to them until they felt better. She started taking antidepressants. She also started self-harming, as she would get angry every time she failed to stay happy or keep someone else happy. Skyler is also pansexual and is a derriere. This differs from the other deer types by its usual acceptance if the love interest rejects them, since this deer type is purely lovey-dovey almost all the time. While they can be in love with someone, they are still able to develop their characters separate from them along a different path. Skyler seems really cheerful but hides her depression, anxiety, and hallucinations, and is the sin of gluttony. Violet is the only OC I've actually made a backstory for, so expect that to be uploaded shortly. Anyways, life as a trans girl isn't easy, especially when you have an unsupportive mother. Her mother ended up abusing her a lot because of this. The abuse led to Violet wanting to end her life, but they keep going in hope that something will make her change her mind. She is omnisexual with a personality type of a Utsudere. An Utsudere refers to a character who is often sad and depressed for a good reason. They will show more of their depression when their sad side appears. You can guess that she has depression and is the sin of sloth. She went from the smartest girl in school to the smartest in the world even though she was a teenager. Yuzuki started to go insane from all the expectations everyone had of her. One day, she had enough and snapped. She started killing people who expected her to be perfect, but slowly transitioned into a serial killer who kills for the fun of it. With her big brain, good looks, and determination, she's basically unstoppable. She is pansexual and is a sadadere. A sadoire refers to a character who has a sadistic personality. They enjoy playing with their love interest's feelings, and are commonly referred to as a mean tease. Yuzuki gets hallucinations a lot and, like I said earlier, is the starlight of the group, meaning she wasn't originally part of it but eventually joined for reasons unknown. Thanks so much if you made it to the end. If I decide to show off any of my other OCS from different universes, then I will make another part. Also, there are 3 OCS that I haven't included as I want them to be slowly revealed instead of being fed to you. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.